Welcome in the coach of Hawks Talon GC, Wes Acuff. Wes, appreciate the time.
Oh man, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, Wes, this is the third season of the NBA 2K League. The regular season's winding down. How would you assess the health of the league in general and where Hawks Talon GC is at right now?
The league is doing great. We've been able to, keep up. Despite everything that's going on in the world today, we've been able to still continue our sport. So the league is doing great. We're doing okay over here at Hawks. Obviously, we like a few more wins in the W's in the win column, but we're rolling with the punches right now.
Within your role with the team as coach, how much is involved with what we would consider from the outside looking in as traditional coaching?
Um, it's very similar. It's not too different from traditional sports. You're dealing with player management, strategy, personnel, film review. So it's pretty similar.
Has that changed at all with players playing remotely? Obviously, a necessity amid the pandemic, but not being able to be around the guys, has that really changed anything within the culture of coaching in NBA 2K League?
It hurts a little bit, but like I said, we are thankful that we can still continue our sport under the circumstances. But obviously, we love being around each other, being in the facility or the arena and playing the games and feeding off each other's energy, kind of communicating a little bit more. So it just stripped us of that. But all in all, we're able to still continue to play, and that's been great.
Yeah, obviously you can't be in the guy's ears the same way. I mean, obviously you can still talk to each other, but you can't be in the guy's ear the same way maybe you can in that live game environment.
Yeah, yeah, and probably the biggest difference is none of us can be in the same space and interact right now.
Everyone who plays 2K thinks they're good at 2K. My kids, they think they're good at it, and then I brush up a little bit, take them down. Tell me what it takes to transform those kind of skills into an actual job like playing in the NBA 2K League.
Just the dedication to take it as serious as anything else that you want to pursue. It takes the practice hours, it takes the studying the players that came before you and figuring out what their habits are, what route they took to get to the league, playing in tournaments, earning a resume and a reputation in the competitive scene of 2K. So much like anything else that you want to pursue, it just takes the dedication and the time to put in.
Talk about your own path. I mean, I know you've obviously played, you played before. What gets you to the point where you say, okay, I've played, but now it's time to start coaching some guys?
For me, that decision was more so based on personal life. I have a 4-year-old son, a wife. I didn't want to have to be moving away from home and relocating to a different market, because that's one of the beautiful things about our league is when you draft the players, they may be from somewhere else, and then you move them to that market to play for that team. So for me, I was at a space in my life where, moving into coaching and management allowed me a more of a presence at home with my family.
Having seen it from both sides as a player and now as a coach, do you look for different things in a player, or have you learned things that would be, needed to be a professional player than you as a coach, as opposed to what you saw or what you maybe thought you needed it for those kind of skills as a player?
Yeah, I mean, it's two different worlds. When you're playing, you're in a mode where you see things your way. You see things, the way that you want them to be. And then when you start coaching, you see from side table, oh no, I really, as a player, I maybe would have messed that up. Like, from this side of the table, it's a different view. It's more about what is better for the entire team and for the long-term goal. And so you start to spot those qualities in the players that you want to pursue and potential um, um, draft picks and prospects. You start to look for those kind of selflessness qualities and try and build a team from there.
Esports is coming to Lake Point Sports this weekend, the 2K Classic. How important is it from your seat as a coach to get young gamers involved, not just playing, but get them playing at a competition level?
It's important. I think esports it's the wave. It's the new, it's the new thing. So I think there's a lot of things people can do other than just gaming. Like, I say this all the time. There's a lot of career paths that you can take in esports. So I feel like with the youth and with the creativity that the youth brings to the table, it's important to get as many of them involved as we can, because they come with new ideas. And like I said, aside from gaming, there's social media paths, content creation. There's a lot of different avenues to take in esports. So it's really important to get the youth involved.
As players, kind of get involved in competition level for the first time, or maybe they're just kind of got a few under their belt, what advice do you have for them in terms of strategy, tactics? I mean, is there anything that you lay down and say, this is the blueprint that I have for being successful?
No, I'm still working on that blueprint. Right now, like I told you, we want to add some more W's to the win column, take a run in these 2 tournaments we got left, and try to shake the table a little bit. But I do know a couple of good qualities that any player can bring to the table, and you don't have to have a skill set to do that. It's taking it serious. It's a video game, but at the end of the day, it's a career, and so you have to take it serious. And then also coming in and just being able to be a team player. Those are 2 things that nobody has to teach you. You can decide to want to do that, and I think that's a good starting point for anybody who wants to get involved.
So players going in, they're selecting a team. I would imagine you would have a suggestion as to which team that they should be using.
Go Hawks.
Let's say the Hawks. You're supposed to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to say the Hawks. You got to get the ball in Trey's hand and let something happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Lob a couple alley-oops up to John and shoot some threes with Trey, and go Hawks.
There you go. Now, sign-up continues for the Lake Point Sports 2K Classic. Head over to lakepointsports.com for more information. The prize package includes a Hawks Talon GC controller, so you want to make sure you get involved in that. If you're not already, give Wes a follow on Twitter at Wesley Acuff, and you can find his squad at Hawks Talon GC. Wes, I appreciate the time, and best of luck to you and Hawks Talon GC the rest of the season.
Thanks, Cory.